have a few more things I wanted to add. I just thought of when I got off. You were talking about animals and the love you have for animals. By the way, come on, Bella. Come on, Eva. You love me, right? Maybe not more than your dog, but you do love me. What I wanted to say is I have a dog, and I take care of that dog. And me and my wife and I actually had the dog before we had our first child. So that is our first child. He even bears my middle name as his middle name. Love the dog. Love it, love it, love it. Love animals. But I will say that, and I know that, you know, whether you're gonna have children or not, I don't know, but maybe you will one day, maybe you won't. But when my son was born, you know, I still love my dog, but my son is my son, and I love my child more than I love my dog. Doesn't mean I don't love my dog, but I certainly love my child more. And if you have family that you love, I would imagine you love your family more than the dog. Maybe I'm wrong. Another thing that I think is quite interesting is how passionate you are about the things we do to animals. And we had a discussion before, you know, about abortions, and you don't have a problem with abortions. Because you say that they may not be, or I guess you feel they're not a baby, they're just a fetus. I'm not 100% sure as far as your views on abortions. So here's where we sit. I'm against abortions, you're against eating animals. I'm not saying I'm consistent. In other words, I'm not going to ask you to be consistent. I don't know how you feel about the death penalty. See, I'm for the death penalty in some cases. I know a lot of Europeans are against the death penalty. So, being, you know, there's a lot of things I think that we're probably a little inconsistent on. It just, you know, sort of depends on your point of view. Sorry if I'm going off a little bit here. I know we're supposed to be talking about animals, but there's so many little things that, you know, I love to discuss with you. And maybe one day we can get on Stickam. I don't know. But anyway, so I digress. As far as testing on animals, I would agree that there's certain medicines that, you know, work in animals that are not going to have the same effect on human beings. We do have tests on human beings as well when they volunteer. If you did that on human beings without their knowledge, it's called a lawsuit. So, you know, and you're going to say, well, the animals didn't wish to have things tested on them, and you know, I agree. You know, Nazi Germany, they used to test on the prisoners and on the Jews without consent, and that was pretty awful as well. But you know, there's a lot of things in this world that aren't right, and you just try to do what you got to do. You know, your videos are great, a lot of insight. You know, change starts with you, and if you change some people on here, well, more power to you. Like I said, I'll look into everything I can. I'm always open to a lot of things like that, but only if you say you love me. Ciao.